Hello, good evening and welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at the two Sega Mega Drives that I got in the faulty console job lot from eBay. These are Sega Mega Drive 2s, or Genesis if you're from outside the UK. I've given them a quick test and the one on the left powers on and displays an image and appears to be working. However, the second controller port is damaged and the reset button doesn't work. So there's a couple of things wrong with that, but in the main it is working, which I'll show you in a sec. The second one on the right just displays a black screen. So we've got power going in, we've got a red light coming on, but there's no display. I think the one on the right is probably going to be a little bit more interesting. However, there is work still to be done on the one on the left. So I think I'm going to start with that one, because it will give me, a good feel for opening it up and getting to the board, and then I'll see what I can do with that connector. It's possible that I can just order a replacement and solder a new one in. I'm guessing I should be able to do that. The reset button probably just needs cleaning, but I'll have a look. So there you go, it comes on, it displays no problem. I have connected a controller up to it and I've played through this first level of this game and it plays absolutely fine. So the controller one port, there's no problems with that. So this is the first one. This is the one with the faulty controller port and the reset button. If you look at the controller port, you can see there is a pin missing here. Yeah, so it's going to need replacing. There's nothing I can do to fix that, I don't think. Not sure what's happened. I'm guessing someone's shoved the wrong controller in it or something, or a kid's done it with something else, I don't know. That's the controller port 1, which looks absolutely fine. So I'll probably just end up giving that one a bit of a clean and that should be done. There is some really annoying scratches right here. Now I'm guessing there was a sticker on this, and it's quite remarkable really, but I'm guessing they tried to remove the sticker with a screwdriver, as you do, or a knife or something, I don't know, but they've completely butchered it. It's a real shame. You can see here there's dirt inside there, which might explain why the reset button doesn't work. It just needs a good clean. Aside from the scratches in the bottom right hand corner, the rest of it is in pretty decent condition. There's a few what appear to be paint scratches there, but I'm guessing they'll come out. I think it'll clean up okay. It's just a shame about the scratches. So this is the model number here. So it's the MK163150. Now I don't know if both of these models are the same. I've just looked and yes they are. So they're both identical. So I suppose the first thing we should do is to try and take it apart. Now, it looks quite simple, really. I think there's only 4 screws on the bottom. Normal Phillips screws, I think. There we go. That was nice and easy. The reset button is here. It doesn't look like it's snapped or anything there, so I'm guessing it's whatever it's pressing down on the board. Right, so it looks like we've got a few more screws to remove to get this shield off. There we go. Wow, it looks really, really, really clean. I don't know what I was expecting, but I thought I might have seen some corrosion or some rust or something inside here, but wow. That's the reset button there, isn't it? I wonder why that's not working. Because the membrane seems okay. Right, how do I get this board out now? Do I have to undo these, do we think? Yes. Right, so this is where the reset button lives. The solder joints look okay. I wonder whether it just needs a clean. Whether it just needs some IPA dropping inside it. So I'm just taking the membrane off. It doesn't look massively dirty inside there, but I'll just give it a clean. I can't see anything physically wrong with it, so it should work, really. Do you know what? It's pretty clean in there. I'm not sure whether it is going to be that, but it's worth a try before I do anything else to it. I'm going to let that dry, and then we'll test the back of it with the multimeter and see if when we push it down, it we get continuity. I genuinely cannot get this membrane back in here. I don't know exactly how it was in, but it just seems to. It definitely wasn't just sitting on the top, it was in there, but no matter what I do, it doesn't want to go in. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it would still work if it was just rested on the top. Just would like it to go back how it was, please. No. So when the button's pressed, I'm assuming those two are supposed to link together and they're not doing. Why would that be? Probably because the membrane's not in properly. I'll just try shorting the two together with the tweezers. I don't know whether I can do this. I don't think I have enough hands. Right, I'm on that at the back now. No. How odd. Right, it's doing my head in that now. I can't get the membrane back on, so I'll come back to it. If I can't get it back on, and it doesn't look like it's working anyway from the continuity, I might see if I've got any micro switches which are about the same sort of height and width as this, because I figure that would still work, as long as this is pushing down on the micro switch. Might give it a nice click as well. I don't know. I'll see what I can do, but I'm going to look at this controller port, I think. Oh, it all looks like... Are they connected? They look like they're all one. Oh, that's annoying. I was expecting them to be two separate things. Yeah, that's irritating. I've just had a look on eBay, and you can buy the replacement ports for a couple of quid. So I'm going to order one. It is just a single port, so I'm guessing that I'm just going to have to break this plastic. It's odd, because the controller ports show through here, so you're not going to see this plastic behind here anyway. All you're going to see is the bit that sticks through this hole here. But what I might have to do, annoyingly, is unsolder all of it, take the whole thing off, and then cut it in the middle leave one, and then put this port back on, and then order a replacement for this one. It's quite irritating that they would put it like that, but I guess it just makes it easier. Right, well let's think about getting this off. So obviously I don't want to melt the plastic here. This might have leaded solder on anyway because of the age of it, but I'm going to probably add some leaded solder to these connections here. I'd rather get this off without using the heat gun. So I'm going to try that first, and if I don't have any joy, then I'll Captain tape the hell out of these and just apply a bit of heat. But let's try it with the soldering iron first, I think. I don't think my solder sucker is functioning very well, or I'm just not operating it very well. One of the two. So I'm going to revert to plan B. I'm going to put some Captain tape across here to try and protect the plastic, and I'm just going to put I'm going to add some more leaded solder to this side, and then I'm just going to apply some heat, and hopefully I can get this off fairly quickly. Right, hopefully that's enough to protect it. Let's add some leaded solder here. I've got my airflow 80% and I'm on 400 degrees, I think it is. See how we get on with that. Right, well this isn't working. What I think I might have to do, looks like I am starting to melt this plastic here. Apologies to all the people that's going to offend. But I think I might have to get 2 replacement ports, take this off, get 2 separate ports and solder them on. Right, change of plan. I'm just going to take both of these off and I'm not going to save them because I can't be bothered cutting them up and making one working one out of these. I'm just going to take them both off and I'm going to order 2 replacements. I think there's a pack of 2 on eBay for £3. So rather than messing about trying to cut the other one to size, I might as well just get them off. See if I have any more joy this way around. That wasn't nearly as much fun as I thought it was going to be. Let's try and tidy up the carnage that I've left behind. Alright, finished butchering that now. Did get it off, but it's a complete and utter mess. So, as you can see. Oh dear. Anyway, so I'm going to order up a couple of replacement controller ports, and I'll see if I can solder them on. I mean, even I can do that, right? Okay, my controller ports have arrived. There's one. The other one's still in the bag, so I'm gonna do one first, and then I'll do the second one. So I'm hoping this is just gonna push straight on. Wow. Okay. That was easy. I could do with just applying some pressure there while I solder this on. So I'm just gonna. What can I do? I'll rest it down there. No. Right. I'm going to tin my soldering iron. I'm just going to put some. I won't do it over the board because someone told me off for doing that last time. And rightly so. Look, I just try. Hey, don't tin your iron over the board. If I just push up on there, and I'm just going to try and pop a couple of these on. Hopefully it'll hold it in place. I'll clean it up later. Right, there we go, we're on. Do you know what? I'm going to get my microscope, because even though this isn't microscopic work, it really does help being able to see it on the screen right in front of my face. So I'm going to grab the microscope and I'm going to get it set up, and then I'm going to come back to this. Right, there we go. It's much easier to see the mess I'm making now, isn't it? So we've got 4 pins at the top, 5 pins at the bottom. Just going to add some flux, and then I'm just going to put some solder on those. Just like factory. Maybe not. Lovely jubbly. Right, here's the second one. These are made by Z Labs, which I think I've seen before. I think they make cables as well and stuff. Replacement 9-pin controller connector for Sega Mega Drive and Master System. Came next day, so it was really good. And I can't remember exactly how much they were. I think they were £3 for the two. Right, annoyingly, I've just offered this back up to here. And this hole here is obviously supposed to go over this post here. So this whole board is meant to go up about another centimetre. But these, whilst it looks like they're going to fit a bit through this hole at the front, they're not going to go in all the way because they've got little ridges on them here. It's almost like they would fit from this way, you know, push through like that, but not like that. It's just odd. Yeah, I mean, they go to there. So that is still not. That's still not far enough to get the board over this post. It's annoying. So I don't recommend these replacement controller ports, even though they were cheap. I think the only way I can do it is to cut the plastic. Let's see if you can see this part here. So it's got like a little ridge on this side and this side of each port. So I think I'm going to have to cut that back, which is irritating. And I know, and I would have done that first before I soldered them in. Let's just try it with these snippers. Okay, that does seem to work actually. I'm just hoping you can't see that. I mean, if you can, I can sand those down and I can get the Dremel on them and make them nice and smooth. But first things first, let's see if they're actually going to fit. Am I doing something wrong here? That still isn't going to fit. I think I'm gonna have to sand these down or Dremel them down and get them a bit narrower, because I still need to come up at least another 6 mil there on this side. I've got this side on. You can't see it there, can you? Got this over this post. These are trying to fit through there, but it's really annoying. They're obviously they're not OEM. I wonder if they're for the Master System or for the Mega Drive 1 maybe. Right, I'll go and get my Dremel. I mean, I don't think they're meant to stick out that far. I've obviously bought the wrong ones, haven't I? I don't think... Oh, this is irritating. Right. Even though the listing says that these are for Mega Drive 2, they're quite clearly not. These are for the original Mega Drive. And they actually stick out. Well, they shouldn't stick out at all. They should just go to that point there. I've just looked back at the video. In fact, don't need to look back at the video. There you go. There's the other one. So they're meant to sit behind that plastic or just flush with it. They're not meant to stick through it. And I haven't got much choice now, because I've taken I butchered the original controller port because the second one wasn't working. But obviously the first one's not working now either. So I'm going to have to make these fit, and they probably are going to stick out. Well, they definitely are going to stick out. I've had a look online, and you can't buy Mega Drive 2 controller ports. Not even from China. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to do now. I can either buy another Mega Drive 2 that's faulty. I mean, the other one I might not be able to get working, in which case I can take the controller ports off that and put them on here. Chances of me getting them off without melting them are quite slim, but it's an option. Or I can try and make these things fit, but they are going to stick out, and I don't know how ugly that's going to look. But at the minute, I'm kind of running out of options. So I am going to try and just see if I can get these through. Right, I've got them to fit. You can see how much they stick out by. It's probably 6 mil or so. But it's not the end of the world if they work. I mean, they might not work. I haven't tried them yet. Really disappointed. And I don't understand why you can't buy them. I suppose I shouldn't have done that, because I still have to worry about this this reset button, don't I? But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to test these before I go any further messing about with the reset button, because if they don't work, then I might as well give up and move on to the next one. Right, I've just tested it and it does work, so I'm going to run with that for now. It does stick out. I'll show you at the end, but it does stick out a little bit. I've just looked at got this box of tactile push button switches. They're all slightly too small, I think. But I'm just wondering whether I could bend the legs of one and fit it in. Because I think it would probably be about the right height on this one. And it'll make a nice click when you hit the reset button. So I think I'm going to try and take this off because it's not working. And then I'll have a look at it and see what I can do. There's this part here. I genuinely don't think this solder sucker is working. I don't know if it's blocked. Maybe it is. Yeah, it was blocked. I kind of wish I'd have noticed that before when I was doing the controller port. Never mind. There we go, it's out. I didn't have to use any hot air. Right, where is it? Right, so it is quite similar to this. Now I could order a bigger one, or I could try and bend the legs on this to make them sort of the same as that. I think I might try that. I'm not sure it's going to work, but let's see how we get on. And I've just taken a tactile switch, one of these. I used the 6 by 6 by 4.3, and I've just bent the legs so that they fit into the holes because the legs were slightly too narrow, and it seems to have bent okay. So now I'm just going to try and solder it on at this side, and I'll show you. So there we go. It's got a nice click to it. I'm hoping that it's not raised too high and that the reset button will fit, but if it doesn't, you know, I could always cut back some of this plastic and make this a little bit shorter, but I'm hoping I don't have to. We'll see. In fact, I can test that now, can't I? So if I go from here and here and push the button, there we go. So that is working. Right. Let's see. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I like that. Right, I'm really pleased with that. I hope it works. I'm just going to sit here and do this all day. So there you can see how much the controller ports stick out. But you know what? It's not that bad. It doesn't look... Obviously, I know it's not right, but it doesn't look out of place. And the controller still fits in nicely. Like so. And it's solid as well. So I'm happy with that, considering the part isn't available to buy. I'm quite happy with that as a solution. And I'm also... Have I mentioned I'm happy with that? So I'm going to put this back together now, and I'm going to clean it up. Okay, so there it is, all cleaned up and ready to test. It's looking pretty good. See if it comes on. SEGA! Excellent. I've just got my wireless controller connected up. I'm not very good at this game. Woohoo! Right, well, it worked perfectly fine. Unfortunately, I don't have a two-player game to test it with. But if I take out the wireless adapter from controller port 1, pop it into 2. There you go, you can see that the red light comes on, so there is connectivity there, and the wireless controller syncs up. You can see the red light. So I'm guessing it's going to work fine. Like I say, I don't have a game to test it, unfortunately, but I will buy one just to double check, but I'm pretty confident that it's going to work just fine. You know, I'm really pleased with that in the end. You know, we've got the controller ports that are sticking out the front a little bit, but as I said before, I don't think it looks too out of place. Unfortunately, these scratches here, you know, there's not much I can do with that, but it has cleaned up quite nice. You know, you saw the automotive cleaning products that I've used, and I've used those before on black plastics, and it comes out really good. It gives it a really good finish. I really like it. One thing I didn't actually do there is test my favourite bit. SEGA! Let's see if that reset button works. Oh yes! SEGA! Probably my favourite bit of this fix. I'm sure some people probably hate it. It clicks, you know, but I like it. It's nice. So that's it. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to move on to the second one, but because I'm conscious this one's probably going to go on forever, I'll try and edit it down. I'm going to leave this as a part 1, and then I'm going to come on to the next Mega Drive in part 2 in a few days' time. So I'll leave this video here. Thanks very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one.